What if your mother was accused of being a witch, just because a neighbor got sick? In a sleepy coastal village, fear spreads faster than any curse, and one family's quiet life is about to drown in suspicion, secrets, and something even darker lurking beneath the surface. This is not just a story, this is a true tale of betrayal, folklore, and hidden monsters among men. I'm Loretto, and this story is something I've kept inside me since I was a child. Back then, we lived in a coastal village in Batangas. My father, Worley, was a fisherman. My mother, Helen, dried fish for a living. I was the third of 5 children. Life was simple, and though we didn't have much, we had peace. Until a new family moved into the vacant lot near our home. One morning, the sky was clear, perfect for fishing. My father and I prepared our nets and headed to sea early. Mang Andoy, a neighbor and a lifelong bachelor, joined us. He was a talkative man, always in the know about everyone's business. "I heard something strange," he said as we paddled out. "Back in town, I overheard people talking about a family of suspected witches who were kicked out of their old place." Father raised an eyebrow. "Do you know who they are?" Mang Andoy shook his head. "No idea, but I feel they've moved nearby, maybe here." My father chuckled, brushing it off. "You and your gossip." That night we stayed out at sea. After casting our nets, we returned to fishing manually, a method we called bira bira. We stayed up until morning. As we docked at the shore, buyers were already waiting for our catch. I ran home to fetch breakfast for the 3 of us. That's when I saw the barangay captain speaking with a couple near the lot next to ours. I figured they must be the new owners. After breakfast, Father and I fixed our gear for the next trip. I noticed Mang Andoy staring at the new house under construction. "You feel something odd?" I asked. He looked uneasy. "Yeah. There's something off about them. I can't explain it, just bad energy." Later, Captain confirmed the couple had moved from the mountains. They rented a home in town for a while but bought this plot of land recently. "They have 2 daughters, Captain added, glancing at me. "One about your age." I gave a polite smile, but I noticed something strange in the way he said it, like he was hiding something. Later that week, as the new family was moving in, Father and I stopped eating to help them carry things. They were surprised but grateful. "Thank you," the mother Linda said kindly. "We didn't expect anyone to help." "We're used to helping out here," Father replied. Despite our kindness, there was still unease. Something unexplainable lingered, an instinct. I couldn't tell if it was fear or just unfamiliarity with strangers. We learned their names. The father was Dionga, the mother Linda, and the daughters Judy and Jana. They seemed friendly, but that nagging feeling remained, as if there was more beneath the surface. That night, as the wind howled and waves crashed louder than usual, Mang Andoy muttered, "I've seen them before, in town. I swear it's them." "Who?" I asked. "The family they said were witches." My skin prickled. "Do you think they are?" I whispered. He didn't answer right away. "I don't know, but be careful, Loretto. Not everything is what it seems." Our days passed quietly. The sea remained our livelihood, and our new neighbors, the family of Mangdionga, tried to blend in. Soon enough, I grew closer to their daughter Jode, kind, soft-spoken, and curious about our fishing life. We'd often talk by the shore, but not everyone welcomed our friendship. One morning, Mother and I returned from the market. She seemed upset. "I had an argument with Erlita," she said. "She accused me of stealing her customers." Erlita, the barangay captain's sister, also sold dried fish. One of her regular buyers had chosen to buy from my mother instead, claiming that Erlita's weighing scale was rigged. Word spread fast. Soon people began choosing honesty over loyalty. The next day, Erlita was struck by an unknown illness. She broke out in rashes, complaining of body pain. Her relatives said it was witchcraft, that someone cursed her. Whispers filled the air like flies over a wound. "She must have angered the wrong person," said one neighbor. But others weren't so subtle. "They say it was Helen," another muttered, referring to my mother. Ever since that fight, I overheard these words and felt my chest tighten. My mother? A witch? By the end of the week, People had begun to avoid us. Our neighbors who once greeted us with smiles now looked away. The buyers who once came daily to our homes stopped showing up. Even at the shore, people stepped aside when we walked past. One afternoon, I ran into Jode along the path near the beach. She seemed nervous, eyes darting around. "Hey," I called. "You okay?" She hesitated. "Loretto, there are rumors spreading, bad ones." "What kind of rumors?" I asked, though I already knew. "They say your mother cursed Olita, that she's a Mamba Barang, a witch who sends insects to cause disease." I stared at her, stunned. "That's not true," I said, my voice low. "I know," she whispered. "But people believe what they want. Even my parents know it's nonsense, but they're scared. We've moved so many times because of fear. I just want to stay." She looked like she might cry. "And Captain, he's spreading the stories. I think it's because of us." "Because of us?" She nodded. "He likes me. He doesn't like that I talk to you." I clenched my jaw. Let him talk, the truth will come out. That night, I shared everything with my father and Mang Andoy as we prepared for another night of fishing. Mang Andoy was quiet at first, then he sighed deeply. "There's something you should know," he said. "Mang Diunga isn't what you think he is." "What do you mean?" I asked. He looked at father, who gave a slow nod. "They're a swang," he said, "but not the kind people fear. They don't eat humans. They've never harmed anyone." My world tilted. "But if that's true, why all the secrecy?" "To protect their children," father answered. "They've been hunted before. It's safer to stay quiet." And just like that, the puzzle pieces began to fall into place. The fear, the avoidance, the whispers. It wasn't just about us. It was about something older, something darker, and someone wanted to use that fear to destroy us. The night air at sea was unusually still. The stars reflected on the dark water like a mirror. The usual calm I felt whenever we fished was gone. Instead, I was haunted by Jode's words and my father's revelation. I finally broke the silence. "Tay, is it true? Mang Dionga? And his family? They're Aswang?" Father nodded slowly, his face unreadable. "Yes, but not all Aswang are evil. That's just what people believe." Mang Dionga, who had quietly joined us for the night's fishing, added, "We don't hurt people, Laredo. Never have. Never will. Never have. Never will." I stared at him. "But I thought Aswang couldn't go near salt water?" He let out a soft laugh. "That's a myth. You've seen me at sea, haven't you?" I nodded. He continued, "Our kind, those who never tasted human flesh, aren't burned by salt or cursed by holy water. We can even enter churches, pray. We're not monsters, we're just different." I had no words. It was like learning that a legend had been hiding behind your neighbor's smile all along. "But why come here?" I asked. "Your father's friend Mang Fante told us to," Mang Dianga replied. "He said this village was safe." "That you were trustworthy people?" I turned to my father, shocked. "You knew them before?" "Not exactly," he said, "but Mang Fante trusted them, so I did too." We fished in silence for a while. Every sound of the water, every splash from the net felt heavier. Suddenly, Mang Dionga looked up from the side of the boat. "I know who bewitched Erlita." We both turned to him. "It wasn't your mother," he said flatly. "It was someone from the captain's family. I could sense the dark magic. It wasn't done to harm, just to frighten. A warning. A setup." My father tensed. "You sure?" "I am. And I plan to prove it." We returned home just before dawn. As our boat touched the shore, we saw people gathering by the docks. At the center was none other than Barangay Captain, flanked by his brother and a few angry-looking locals. "What's going on?" I asked. Father grabbed my arm, pulling me close. "Stay quiet." Then a figure emerged from the crowd, Mang Fante, tall, calm, and intimidating without raising his voice. Everyone fell silent as he stepped forward. "Enough," he said. You stirred panic with your lies, Captain. The barangay captain's face turned pale. I didn't. I know who bewitched her, Lita, Mang Fonte said. And it wasn't Helen. Whispers buzzed through the crowd. Curse has already returned to the one who cast it, he continued. The same way it was sent. Maybe that's why your sister's feeling worse. Captain's lips tightened, but he didn't speak. From now on, keep your poison out of this village, Mang Fonte warned. If I hear another lie from your mouth, I won't just send the curse back. I'll show everyone exactly who you are. The crowd parted as he walked past them. People avoided the captain's eyes. The fear had turned, no longer toward us, but toward him. And in that moment, the storm that had been brewing around our family began to clear. The morning after Mang Fonte's confrontation, our home felt lighter, as if a shadow had been lifted. Jode and her family visited us that same afternoon. Her father, Mang Dionga, spoke first. I owe you an apology, Laredo. We brought danger just by being here. No, sir, you didn't. The danger came from lies, not from you. We just want to live peacefully. No more moving, no more hiding. You can't. As long as you stay honest, no one here will harm you. We all shared coffee at the front of our house like nothing ever happened. But the truth was, everything had changed. Later that day, word spread that the captain and his sister had packed their things and left town. No one stopped them. No one helped them load their belongings. Their departure was quiet, just the sound of a door closing on their influence. That evening, Jode and I walked by the shore. The tide was low, the sky painted in fading gold. I heard everything from Mang Fonte about the curse and what you are. Does it scare you? No, you're Loretto. You helped us when no one else would. That's all I need to know. I took her hand. It was the first time I'd ever done that. I want to protect you, like your father protects you, like my mother protects us. We stood there watching the sea. In the weeks that followed, our community changed. People began talking to us again. Buyers returned. Even my mother started receiving thanks for her honesty and kindness. You know, Mang Fonte was right. Sometimes people fear what they don't understand, but they respect the truth when it's shown clearly. Do you think they'll ever come back? The captain? Not after what happened. Not after what Mang Fonte revealed. A few days later, the barangay council named a new village leader, someone fair and not tied to old grudges. Harmony slowly returned. Jode and I grew even closer. Years later, we married. And even as stories about witches and aswang still haunted other towns, our community had learned to see beyond fear. Yes, there was darkness once, but in facing it, we found truth, friendship, and peace. And to this day, whenever people speak of that time, they remember not the curse, but the kindness that cast it out. In the end, it wasn't curses or creatures that haunted this village, it was fear itself. And sometimes the real monsters are the ones who smile in daylight and whisper in the dark. If you want to know what happened after the curse is lifted or why some aswangs never fear salt or prayer, subscribe now and don't miss part 2 of this chilling true story, because in this village, the secrets are far from over.